For this presentation, I want to talk about how Native Americans communicate through their culture and how the younger generation of Native Americans feel about how they are viewed. Dance and art are just a couple of examples of how they communicate, express, and celebrate their culture. I used two different methods to collect my information. First, I used textual analysis. I used our book Communication in Context. I used powwows.com, and I watched a documentary called Native American Teens, Who We Are. I also interviewed a woman who had just recently visited a Native American reservation in Arizona. I really want to focus on how they use dance as a form of celebration, what their art means to them, and how the younger generation feel about how they are stereotyped. I first want to talk about powwows. They are a part of the Native American history. Powwows are a form of celebration, and they use this event as an opportunity to get together with old friends and make new ones. They celebrate their history, culture, and ancestors. There are many stories of how the powwow got started. Some believe the war dance societies of the Ponca and Southern tribes were the original creators of the dance. Others believe Native Americans were forced onto their location and forced to perform these dances for the public. Next, I will talk about how they are influenced by their art. Native Americans are very crafty people and extremely skilled when it comes to art. It is important for them to communicate through art, and it has been a part of their culture for a very long time. They are known to use jewelry to express their love for nature, and they put a lot of deep meaning into their jewelry. They use inspiration from nature for carvings. It's an old legend that dream catchers are used to protect children from bad dreams. Beadwork, jewelry, quill work, and pottery are just a few examples of what they make. Obviously, their art is very important to them, and you can tell by the pictures that they are extremely crafty people. Next, I will talk about how the younger generation of Native Americans feel about how they are viewed. There are a lot of misconceptions about the present-day Native Americans, and teens from that culture want people to know that there is more to them than their traditions and ancestors. They blame a lot of these misconceptions on television programs, dolls, movies, and mascots. It's important for teens and young people to voice their opinions. It's great that they know where they came from and their history, but it's important for them to shape their future and stop the stereotyping. They want people to realize that there are current problems facing Native Americans today. Majority of the time, when people hear the term Native American or Indian, they think that all of them are the same and have the same values, same beliefs, same history, and same cultural environment. This is not the case, however. There are many different Indian tribes that value different things and have different backgrounds. In the documentary, Native American Teens, Who We Are, the teens suggest one way to change misconceptions and stop stereotyping is to change or update the textbooks used in schools. To conclude, Native Americans will continue to be influenced by everything around them. They will continue to celebrate where they came from and where they are now today. The next generation has the power to change the future and stop stereotyping.